Hi, performers and achievers. Welcome to Performers and Achievers Daily with me, Raj Gavurla. In today's episode, we will talk about an important mental strategy that can become a mental skill. And the way that it becomes a mental skill is that you learn the strategy, then you implement and apply the learning in real time. So if you learn the strategy, however, you never implement and apply it in real time, and you will not receive the good opportunity, the good benefits, the good options. Instead, it will just be in your mind, and it is of really no use because you're not practically applying it. So, what is this new strategy, mental strategy, elite mental strategy? It is called finding your or knowing what is your adaptability link. Adaptability link. This is different than modeling. For example, you might model your parents, you might model your grandparents, you might model someone that you work with that inspires you. You might model uh, an athlete, right? We watch different athletes, and if you play a sport, which a lot of my customers do, they model that athlete. However, this is different. The adaptability link is since we are in this community, in this world, in this universe, and we all have different knowledge, backgrounds, experiences, ethnicities, cultures, environments, the way we learn, how we learn, what's important to each of you, what is meaningful to each of you. And then different people are professionals in different areas. Some are experts in specific areas. So I think you get the idea, right? We have different professions. However, what makes it all come together is this concept called the adaptability link. So I'm not asking you or telling you or saying for you to become for example, let's say a snow skier. You don't snow ski, let's say. You're not an Olympic snow skier. You're not a professional snow skier, or you're not a professional figure skater, or you're not a professional soccer player, basketball player, tennis player. Uh, you don't own a business. Uh, it could be anything. So, what is the adaptability link? You're not a home builder. You're not someone who is in the medical field. So, what's the adaptability link? Well, the adaptability link is the following, especially when you're performing and achieving, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about how can you consistently perform and achieve. And when you do, there is times when it's easy. There are times when it's a little challenging, sometimes very challenging, sometimes hard, and sometimes too hard. And so here's the adaptability link, elite mental strategy. And I will show you how this is done through examples. The first one, if you're familiar with basketball, right? Like I said, a lot of my customers play sports at all levels, whether it's professional all the way to 9 years old. You would see Larry Bird, the Boston Celtics would play, and they would set two screens, one on the left side of the lane and one on the right side of the lane. And the play was that Larry would be in the middle on the baseline or the end line, where right in the middle. And then Larry would decide whether he was running to the left to use the screen or whether he was running to the right to use the screen. And when he would run, Larry Bird, Larry Legend, it was as if it was seamless for him. So here's where the adaptability link comes in. Larry Bird used to skate, as in ice skate. Therefore, when he was running to either side to use the screen and then, of course, shoot his shot, which he made more often than he missed, he was simply ice skating. Now, you might think ice skating has nothing to do with basketball. However, that's the whole idea of the elite mental strategy of your adaptability link. You have them. It's you recognizing what they are, finding out what they are, implementing and applying them in your performance so you can consistently perform and achieve. So all Larry Bird was really doing was he was ice skating. And you could watch how he would do like that or do like this, the way he would initiate his move to take advantage and use the screen. He was simply ice skating. That was his adaptability link. Here's an example for me. I am a soccer, basketball, tennis player, and I have a athleticism, strength, and conditioning trainer. And he has me doing what are called leg lowers. Leg lowers. And they're simply keeping my feet about the distance of my shoulders and then squatting down as low as I can and holding it, let's say 10 seconds, maybe longer sometimes. And then you simply push back up. Well, on specific days, depending upon what I've been doing and the other exercises that I've been doing, it sounds, and when you see it, it looks like it would be easy. However, it's actually has become a little easier now. However, at the beginning, it was challenging. I wouldn't go down as low, the lower I went, and then I needed to push back up. So obviously, being someone who wants to compete to perform at the next level, right, achieve a little better performance, sustainably grow, sustainably develop, sustainably evolve, I then use the elite mental strategy of an adaptability link. And I remember how when they ski down a ramp and they jump off into the air and then they land, right? So when I was getting up, I was pushing myself up. But as I was pushing myself up, I was using the adaptability link of going down that ramp and then flying through the air and then landing. And sure enough, as I did that, it became much simpler. I was able to do the exercise. It wasn't as challenging. So that was, and I do not do ski jumping. I'm not a professional ski jumper. So those are two examples. And then there are several examples, like in your business, for example. Let's say like you like woodworking or you like to do things around the house, put things together, etc. However, it's not your profession. However, in your profession, when you have a situation and you realize that maybe you have some performance anxiety, some stress, or there's not as much time as there is that you think that it would take, and so therefore you have a little uh, apprehension about doing this and trying to figure out how to get it done. And then you realize that you use your adaptability link because if you keep thinking and feeling like, well, this is going to take too long, this is going to be so hard, this is there's not enough information here, what am I missing, etc. You just keep going through that loop versus, okay, how do I approach this so I can put together a solution? And so from your projects around the home, you realize, okay, let me gather all the different materials first. And then let me make sure I have the right quantities. And then slowly as you do that, you gain your rhythm, you gain momentum, you gain what I call that shot of skill, upskill. It's not that you didn't know how to do it. It's just that because of the stressors, some of the constraints, etc., maybe some of the information was missing, you became flustered, a little bit frustrated. It's not exactly like it's supposed to be. And however, you have the skill, and this is all part of performance variables, right? Is are you gonna look at it and just let it overtake you, or can you find your and use your adaptability link? And so therefore that's what you did. And you were able to then apply it so that now you're actually making progression, you're achieving, and you're able to then cognitively, you're not overloaded. And now you're able to look at it and you're able to say, well, these are the items that are missing now. This is who I need to go and talk to and ask them about this, find out why is it missing, etc. All right? So that's the mental approach. So these are some examples. So my bonus for you is, have you ever used this elite mental strategy? And when do you implement it so that your performance, your process, your consistency becomes a little simpler? It's not as challenging anymore or even hard. And I'll finish with one last one to sort of clarify this example. So that no matter what I'm doing sometimes, doesn't matter really what it is. It could be something like shooting a video, right? Or it could be lifting weights, or it could be learning something that's new to me. Well, then I use my adaptability link, and that is I visualize I'm King Kong. I'm much bigger, much greater. And when I do that, I receive this bolt, this jolt of upskill that makes whatever it is that I'm doing the mental approach, this upskill makes it to where it's not as hard as I was making it to be. However, I needed that elite mental strategy, the elite mental skill of visualizing like I am King Kong, this huge, big giant. And so that learning something that I needed to read that was, let's say, 50 pages didn't seem so daunting, didn't seem so difficult because I visualized I'm King Kong. I'm much bigger, greater than that. So that's what I have for you today. If you like my podcast, my video, please like it and comment in the comment section. For those of you who are interested in private, personal, professional, confidential services and programs with me, visit my website, rajgavurla.com. Fill out the brief form, and we will contact you as soon as we can. Enjoy your day.